Hey, I hope you're having a great day. I've had an interesting day. I have decided to start a new business along with everything else I do that is personal development coaching. And it's funny how when you make a decision to do something that feels like, I've done this my whole life anyway, you end up in a phone call with two people who, a mother and daughter, who require a lot of healing. And it was amazing because there was so much healing to be had between these two. And I was so lucky to be able to actually experience that. It was all on FaceTime, so I got to see their faces and everything, and just to watch the level of healing that went on was pretty cool. But anyway, so today I am starting on page 83, towards the bottom of the page, last paragraph. Robert, Scott, my mother, Champa, my brother Kamal, my mother's spouse, their friends, Fajol, Banta, and Bilal all pile into two small vans. Our gigantic world traveler suitcases barely fit, but somehow we all manage to squeeze in and stare at one another. The Indians are studying our faces, and we are looking at each other in amazement that we made it. Your mother, she is making breakfast. We go to her house, Bilal says in his Indian accent. Okay, I say hesitantly. I am afraid to eat their food. As we drive to her house, I feel as if I am right at home and that I belong here. It is as if I am finally home. Living in America since I was 6 years old, I hadn't felt at home. 20 minutes in Calcutta and my heart already begins to heal. Here I am with my mother and my new family. All I can do is keep looking at her. She is such a sight for my sullen eyes. She sits in the front seat while I sit in the back. She keeps turning around and looking at me, and we don't say a word. How can she keep on turning around and still driving? It dawns on me that the steering wheel is on the other side. She is not driving. We park on a dusty road near a bridge. The buildings look like a slum. I am scared. We step out of the car to have dozens of eyes looking at us. I'm not sure what to think. These people think you are a ghost. They not believe your mother that you come, Bilal says. We walk through the maze of people as each eye intently watches. There are children, old people, men and women. The sewage floats in the ditches as we step over them to walk to her house. I can't believe I am here and that we are going to eat in this god-awful place. How clean can the food be? Am I going to have to get over my fear of getting sick from the food? I look at Robert and Scott and see the fear in their eyes. Nothing will make your mama more happy than cooking for us. I can't believe how he always seems to know what I am thinking and knows how to calm my fears. We all go to her home and she starts to make us American breakfast. Mummy, make you English breakfast. Eggs and toast, Bilal says. Eggs are the one thing that made me sick in the Gulf, but we can't say no, Robert whispers. Oh man, that was just a wild ride going into this slum that my mom was living in. It was like, as soon as we showed up, there were about 40 people just standing around in this little tiny area staring, because my mother had told them for so long that I was, this child that she had, and they didn't believe her. And they literally thought I was like a ghost. It was so funny. But it was like this huge entourage of people that were standing around in the slum as we were stepping over, sewage and everything else to get to where my mom lived. And it was sort of overwhelming because I had no idea what was going on and why were they staring at me and why were they watching me and what was this all about and was it safe? And I didn't really want to eat because, you know, I've had a very, I don't know what you'd call it, but, you know, my stomach can't handle just anything. I've always been kind of nauseous when I look at certain foods and things like that ever since I came from India. Like eggs always made me feel really nasty, the look of them. And so as a child, I always felt sick and I always had a little bit of a problem with my stomach and food. And so when I was there, I was scared to death to eat my mother's cooking in this slum that appeared to be very dirty. It's just like right out of the movies, you know? And I had to really set my mind aside and my judgmental ways aside in that moment. This was my mother. This was my mother living here. I couldn't sit there and look down my nose at my mother, you know? It was just something I realized that I can't look down at my nose at my mother. This is who I came from, and I can't sit here and think I'm better than her because I don't live in these conditions. So it was a big lesson to go beyond my judgments and, you know, to see really how uppity I had gotten by living in the United States. So anyway, that's all I have to say tonight. And I had an amazing day, and I hope that you're having an amazing day. You know, I got that enjoyment of being able to really sit in on some major healing for a mom and daughter. And I think there's nothing better that you can give to someone as a gift to just listen, and really feel what they're feeling. And I think it opens the space for a lot of healing when you have, you know, one person that's willing to just make that space for healing and be quiet and listen and only say things that mean something. So anyway, I hope you're having a good night, and I appreciate you so much. Keep sharing, keep liking my stuff, do all the stuff that you're already doing. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm just trying to get out there and get my story told so that maybe one day, you never know who it will help. And that's all that matters right now. So I appreciate it. Thank you.